Free Japan Channel number 96. Today, August 12th, 2025. The time is 11 p.m. Good evening, everybody. Now, I'm broadcasting this FGC from Chiba Prefecture, Soga City. So, this is an industrial area. Therefore, the scene is very how can I say, not so picturesque, not so picturesque. So only factories and chimneys, so big chimneys and big roads, cars, trucks, so on. Therefore, not so picturesque like pictures. However, tonight, this broadcasting is from here, Chiba Prefecture, Soga City. Dear listeners, how are you doing? Is your summer good? Today's FGC topic is Yoritomo and Yoshitsune. When we try to understand the medieval Japanese history, these two persons, Yoritomo and Yoshitsune, are necessary for us to understand. In fact, Yoritomo and Yoshitsune are brothers, the same father. Mothers are different, but the same father. And Yoritomo and Yoshitsune were in the line of Minamoto clan. This clan, Minamoto, was very, very influential in medieval Japanese society. So Minamoto clan was very authentic, legitimate, and powerful. Therefore, these brothers, so Yoritomo, elder brother, and Yoshitsune, younger brother, they were authentic Minamoto clan. And this clan is at the top of Japanese soldiers at that time. Japanese soldiers are still now often called samurai, aren't they? And samurai's top was Minamoto clan. And these Yoritomo and Yoshitsune was really authentic lineage of clan. Therefore, they were very powerful, and they were very trusted, and they were very influential at that time. So it was at the end of 12th century. Before the advent of Yoritomo, the elder brother, it was aristocratic era for Japanese history, Heian era. At that time, nobles were dominant in Japanese politics, and nobles were so closely connected with Japanese emperor. Therefore, the emperor was very powerful in political point of view in Heian era. Sometimes emperor himself was conducting politics, was leading the politics of Japan. However, that era was shifting from aristocracy to medieval feudalism. The medieval feudalism is based on warriors, samurai. As you know, feudalism is the relationship between lord and subordinate. The land and people are the mediating factor between these lords and warriors, samurai. Therefore, land is very crucial in medieval age, and today's protagonist Yoritomo and Yoshitsune, especially Yoritomo, elder brother, he opened Kamakura Era. And we can now safely say that Kamakura Era was really medieval warrior era. And instead of aristocrats, samurais, warriors became the leading factors in Japanese society. It was Kamakura Era. It begins 1185. So, as I said, at the end of 12th century. Then, next 13th century was the midday of Kamakura Era. And this Kamakura period, in this Kamakura period, Japanese people expelled the influence of Mongolia. The great Mongolian Empire attacked Japan. However, Japanese warriors could expel this Mongolian influence from our land. This is one of the sources of Japanese pride, in my opinion. Therefore, Kamakura Era was the soldiers' era. Soldiers were in the dominant part, replacing aristocrats. And this Kamakura Era was opened by Yoritomo Minamoto. As I said, Yoritomo was the authentic leader in the Minamoto lineage, and Yoshitsune was his younger brother. Therefore, you'd assume that these two brothers were on good terms and they helped each other. At first they were on good terms and they fought against Taira clan. So Minamoto clan and the Taira clan, these two clans were the conflicting clans at the end of Heian era. So Minamoto clans, whose leader were Yoritomo and Yoshitsune, they fought against Taira clan and they won the battle. They won the battle against Taira clan. Therefore, the triumph of Minamoto clan was decided at the time. And in the process of this battle against Taira, the younger brother Yoshitsune was so skillful, was so popular, and was so influential in Minamoto faction. Yoshitsune was by nature the soldier, the top of the soldier. So he was very skillful in the strategy, for example. And in the battle, his orders, Yoshitsune's orders, were always to the point. Therefore, he defeated Taira clans many times in the western part of Japan. Taira clan escaped westward, and at the end of this Minamoto and Taira battle in Yamaguchi prefecture, so the most western part of Japan, Taira perished, so they disappeared from the history. Therefore, the credit of Minamoto victory was attributed to Yoshitsune, of course. However, this victory of Yoshitsune was the source of conflict between these two brothers. Elder brother Yoritomo was in Kamakura, so eastern part of Japan, and he was very cautious. He was very alert to this victory of Yoshitsune. Really one-sided. one-sided victory. You would think that one-sided victory was very good, but this means Yoritomo could have been regarded as the top of Minamoto. But in fact, Yoritomo, not Yoshitsune, but Yoritomo was in fact the leader. Therefore, the elder brother Yoritomo was very, very alert and cautious against his younger brother's triumph against Taira clan. So this was the source of conflict between these two brothers. And in the long run, the elder brother Yoritomo tried to destroy younger brother Yoshitsune. And Yoshitsune, of course, didn't want to be destroyed by his elder brother. Therefore, he escaped from the tentacles of Yoritomo. And at last, Yoshitsune was heading for Tohoku area. In Tohoku area, Yoshitsune, so younger brothers, found the aid and relief because he was brought up there. At the time, in 12th century, in Tohoku area, there was Fujiwara clan, and it was also a very big and influential clan in Tohoku area. Therefore, Yoshitsune was brought up in this Fujiwara clan, although Yoshitsune himself was from Minamoto. So it was a place of escape for Yoshitsune, Tohoku area. Nevertheless, Kamakura's Yoritomo ordered the deportation of Yoshitsune to Fujiwara clan. And after all, Fujiwara clan of Tohoku area complied or abide by the order of Yoritomo, and Fujiwara clan destroyed Yoshitsune. Therefore, Yoshitsune was killed by Fujiwara clan. And this Fujiwara clan was a clan where Yoshitsune was brought up in his younger age. So, in Japanese history, this tragedy of Yoshitsune was also so many times embellished, beautified. And Yoshitsune was, or is still now, is the hero of one of the heroes of Japanese history. After the death of Yoshitsune, Yoritomo could open the government in Kamakura. And as I said, the era of soldiers started in Japanese history. Therefore, medieval feudalism began with Yoritomo. But in spite of his effort, Yoritomo couldn't pass on the authentic blood of Minamoto to the next generation. He had two sons, but these two sons, both of them, were assassinated. Therefore, the masculine succession of Minamoto clan failed. Afterwards, Kamakura Era was supported by the subordinate Hojo clan. This Hojo clan was the actual leader of Kamakura Era. Today's theme was Yoritomo and Yoshitsune at the beginning of Kamakura Era, and especially Yoshitsune's figure. Yoshitsune's figure is always in the mind of Japanese people. Therefore, Yoshitsune still now becomes the theme of tragedy in Kabuki, for example. Thank you.